You won. It's over. A complete victory. We sure did. Your execution is tomorrow. I was sent to ask if you have any last requests. I'd like to ask you a few questions. See, I could never figure you guys out. How did you conquer America? Watch it. Not America anymore. Magistan. Sorry, what I mean is, if you're willing, tell me how'd you do it. I clearly underestimated your genius. It remains a mystery to me how you pulled it off. Since you're defeated and doomed, I'd be delighted to explain our genius strategy. Ask away. Well, what was the secret to your success? I mean, it must have taken a lot of cunning strategy. Actually, the complete opposite. It wasn't a matter of thinking harder but not thinking at all, and enticing others to join us in not thinking. Really? That simple? That simple. I wouldn't have thought that people would fall for that. Then you really don't know people. Here's the dirty little secret about us humans. We're not the thinkers we like to think we are. We're like talking animals. What matters to each of us most is avoiding pain and feeling pleasure. Since we're talkers, we can talk ourselves out of pain and into pleasure. And how? By reassuring ourselves, stoking our egos, puffing ourselves up, self-flattery, declaring ourselves the good guys. It's addictive, and once you get really addicted, all else falls away. Reality checks everything, and there's no turning back. Why? Because cold turkeying off the addiction is soul-crushing. All we did was get people addicted to thinking they're always the good guys. We pandered our way to victory. If you flatter people, they'll feel pleasure in your company. They'll get addicted to your flattery and will follow you anywhere. And that didn't make you feel ashamed? Not at all. People flocked to us. Money flowed to us. We pandered to each other. It was a giant mutual affirmation society, a jumbo circle jerk that just grew and grew until it took over, not just here but all around the world. No discomfort at bullshitting your way to your false sense of superiority? No. Zero discomfort, which meant we felt ever greater confidence, which only helped us pander to each other more convincingly. But you were fearmongers. Didn't that cause people pain? Why didn't they run away from you? I mean, when we talked about climate change, people ran away from us. That's because climate change is real and it makes people feel helpless. You talking about real threats made it easier for us. We could simply make up imaginary challenges that people could pretend to resolve effortlessly. Why would people pay attention to real threats they couldn't solve when they could instead pay attention to imaginary threats they could solve with empty gestures? Wow. And did you come up with that strategy yourselves? You're impressively naive. It's the oldest trick in the book. We just exploited it completely because of the new communication technologies and people's updated expectations of how effortlessly heroic they could be. I don't understand. Can you explain that? Think about it. You watch a blockbuster movie and identify with the superhero. Special effects get more and more convincing. You feel like you're doing hard heroic work that even the actors aren't doing. Hard work against an existential threat, but guaranteed to reign victorious and live happily ever after by the end of the movie, all while binging like a slob on your couch. Or the internet, where you feel heroic for tapping the like button on some self-righteous meme. By the time we came along, people were primed to feel like heroes for doing nothing. So it's a new strategy made possible by modern technology? It's ancient. Think about Christianity. The imaginary threat of hell, an eternal torture chamber where you only feel anxiety, regret, terror, and inadequacy, versus the imaginary reward of heaven, an eternal Disneyland where you never feel any of that, instead feeling like it's your glorious reward for a heroic life. Yeah, but how did you get people to make the heroic effort for which heaven is the reward? By making it effortless. Tell them all it takes to get into heaven is a little born-again ritual, and poof, they'll be heroic forevermore. That's all there is to it. That's all it takes to woo people away from real threats and effort into your lap and under your control. I assume Christianity meant more than that. I mean, how did you justify calling yourselves Christians? Or for that matter, conservatives or patriots? Justify? Self-justifying is all we did and all we needed to do. See, life is just a race to see who can grab the most self-affirmations fastest. Just claim any and all labels and excuses that make you sound heroic. Grab them before anyone else can, which is easy if you don't have to earn them. Earning heroic labels is for suckers. You win by claiming them. But that's my question. What did you have to do to justify labeling yourselves like that? I don't mean really justify, I mean rationalize and moralize. Just claim all the good labels. Whatever sounds flattering is about us. Take Christian as a self-flattering label. What is Christianity? Who knows? Who cares? All we cared about is that it's the most popular lifestyle brand in human history. If you're Christian, you're automatically good. You can do no wrong, and if you do any wrong, God forgives you. Why? Because you're Christian. So of course we claim that label. Beyond that positive association, Christianity means nothing to us. Just that we're automatically, effortlessly the heroes. We're superhuman, eternally right, righteous, and mighty. Same with conservative and patriotic. We automatically claimed any positive label that made us feel heroic. Honest, kind, wise, good, tough, whatever, anything that made us sound superior. So it was all about feeling heroic. That's right, just the feeling. Being heroic was a distraction. And people bought it. No shame, no self-consciousness about just pretending to be heroes. It wasn't just hero labels for us, it was villain labels for you. To get that heroic feeling, you have to feel threatened by something, and it can't be anything real. You need imaginary villains, boogeymen. That's where you all came in. We label you anything that made you sound evil, dumb, weak, whatever nobody wants to be accused of, because it would make them uncomfortable. Yeah, those insults were unjustified and they were uncalled for. Yeah, and you suckers fell for it. We kept you scrambling to defend yourselves. We were like some schoolyard bully calling you a poopy pants. Pathetically, you tried to prove your pants weren't poopy. It made you look like fools. You taking the bait like that. Suckers, we never meant any of it. We didn't care what our insults meant. We just tossed shit at you like the apes we all really are, and you'd analyze it and defend against it like we were serious. What amazes me is that more people didn't cringe at the way you guys were acting. Yeah, your sophistication is pathetically naive. You don't understand humans at all. Our message was simple. Be with us and you'll always feel great about yourself. Be with our rivals and you'll hate yourself. That's so insulting to humans. I thought humanity was better than that. Yeah, you were proud of your heroic romantic belief in us. You got addicted to thinking people were better than that because it made you feel better about yourselves. And to think we assumed you were geniuses. We assumed your strategy was way more complicated than that. Our genius was not being geniuses. We tricked you into thinking we were clever. You kept chasing down this or that accusation. You'd think you'd won when you came up with some sophisticated counter-argument. You kept losing because you didn't pick up on our grand strategy. All we had to do was claim eternal superhuman victory, label ourselves heroic and you evil, and enough people fled you and flocked to us that we won. Wow, your genius was pretending you were geniuses. And you were dumb enough to ask us how we could defend that claim, like we'd ever give you a straight answer on anything. Well, live and learn. Too late for that.